headmistress, this is the time. Please move the girls to study early enough. Many of us didn't have the opportunity to have a library in our schools. Uganda's school, girls' school, was very competitive, among the few competitive schools in Nyanza. And it has remained. I always want to hear their names wherever they are. I also ask how many come to Egerton University, or how many go to other universities. It is very important that we entice the girls with our mothers at home, who are the best farmers in the country. The best managers are our mothers. And it will be very, very important if we can make the girl child realize that they are the managers of the farms that we are talking about. And when I retire, where I will take my books. Now I have found a place. Now we are going to find a place where we can donate some of the books which can be read by the girl child and even the boy child in future. And ladies and gentlemen, I was not supposed to talk, but I just wanted to say you are all welcome when they finish Uganda school. Let them come to the university, especially Egerton University, because they are coming from a rural secondary school. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Rose Monya. I didn't say that you are the Vice Chancellor of Egerton University. Now I have the distinct honor and pleasure to welcome Her Excellency Dr. Ida Odinga to come and make her remarks.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Wow, I'm overwhelmed. I didn't expect to find such dynamic audience with me. I must start by thanking everybody for coming. Oh, okay. Thank you for reminding me. This thing was killing me. Your Excellencies, oh, my My life partner is just stepped out, Honorable Odinga. The Speaker of Senate, Honorable Ken Lusaka. The governors, start with Governor of Homa Bay, Governor Awiti, Governor of Marsabit, Isiolo, Governor Kuti, I thought, Tana River, Governor Godana. I've left one governor. And then we have the Deputy Governor for Homa Bay, Hamilton, Orata, Deputy Governor for Siaya, Dr. James Okumbe, the Deputy Governor for Kisumu County, my own son, Dr. Owili, members of Parliament, senators, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I had a very good speech that I'd prepared to talk about, but I've changed my mind because I'm overwhelmed by the kind of reception that I've received this afternoon. I want to talk about a few things about Uganda, because that is the school that raised me. I first went to Uganda Girls High School in January 1965 in Form 1. I was there for 4 years and left in December 1968 after completing my O-level studies. From there, I proceeded to the Highland School in Eldoret, now known as Moi Girls High School, Eldoret. And then later on, I went to University of Nairobi, where I did my BA with education. All along, as I've been going to school, I always thought about Uganda. When I was at Uganda in Form 1, the first honor that was restored to me was I was made a library prefect. No wonder the library. And for 4 years, I was a library prefect. I had a rare opportunity to read all the books and to stay in the library for a longer time. This is an opportunity that most girls who are in my year that year, those days, did not get, because it was a small room that could take only 30 girls. And therefore, we had to go to the others had to come to the library in turns if they wanted to use that library. When I left Uganda Girls High School, I was rewarded with a book called A Book of African Verse by J. Reed and Weke. And this is the book that I was given when I left. When this library is done, I think this will be the first book that I'll donate to that library. If you check inside, you'll see presented to Ida Oyo, Chief Librarian, 1968. It is small wonder that after 50 years, more than 50 years, I've gone back to Uganda to think about building of the library. Over the years, I've visited the school so many times. Sometimes I just went there to talk to the girls, just to find out how they're doing and to encourage them and to show them that Uganda Girls High School is a good place. And it's a school that produced people like me and many others. You've seen them. Some of them I've talked here. So it can also produce you, make you some of the champions in this country. I'm not surprised that I see many Uganda girls here and also beyond. We have a forum where we talk as girls of Uganda girls. Now, over the years, over 10,000 girls have gone through this school. building of this library would not be a problem. You can imagine if 10,000 girls have gone through the school, even if they were to give 100, 1,000, 10,000, you can calculate how much money we can make out of this. The reason why I'm concentrating on this is because all the time I think about the issue of education. Education for our children. Education is not just a matter of you take your body to school, in the evening you bring your body home and waiting to take it to school the following day. When you go to school, they are supposed to learn some things. I remember my mother often told me that the best inheritance she could give to the child, and that child was me, was education. And therefore she concentrated in giving me that education at such a time when life was so difficult. She was widowed with 6 children, but still she managed to give me and others of my siblings the kind of education that we need. It has always been emphasized that education is the equalizer in the society. With education, you can come from any background, but in the end, you'll be the same. And I know that in the audience right now, there are many, many people who may have come from humble backgrounds, but because you have acquired that education, you are here because of that. Many a times, people say that we ignore the boy child. The boy childs are equally important, because if we want only to concentrate on girls, where would the next generation come from? So I want to assure boy child that they are equally important, we value them, we love them, and they must also work hard to compete with these girls for whom we are building this library. This library is good. The construction of this library contains many other things, not just books, but other things that have been enumerated as we saw those people illustrating. When the last time I went to Ogande Girls was in November last year. My aim of going to Ogande Girls was to present them, just to present them with success card. You know, when you're in high school, people are so fond of success cards. I made one specifically, printed one specifically for these girls, the girls who were in Form 4 last year. And when I was there, I was accompanied by many dignitaries. They've been mentioned here. I was accompanied by Honorable Anthony Olwach of Mathare constituency. I was accompanied by Dr. Bilal, the MD of KBC, by Dr. Ezekiel Mutua, the CEO of Kenya Film Classification, who also happens to have married a girl that I taught in school, so he owes me double honors. I was also accompanied Mr. Jerome Ochieng, the PS of ICT, and Dr. Beatrice Ogola, who spoke here earlier, the CEC Energy, Homa Bay County. After that visit, they challenged me, and they said, you must leave a legacy in this school. I think about it. We have spent so many hours meeting, deciding, thinking, how do we do it? And eventually, we ended up by deciding to build a library, a resource and innovation center. And that's the result of what is happening today. This library is not just a library. There will be a library. There's also an amphitheater that can take as many as 1,000. In many times you've seen schools like colleges, like music festivals, things like drama festivals taken to any parts of the country. But this time, it will be taken to Ogande in Homa Bay County after this thing is done. I'm so grateful to have get the support from many sources. I want to mention the Ministry of Education. As I was sitting there, Professor Makoa just called me and said, we'll walk with you all the way in this. So the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Sports and Culture, Ministry of Sports, Culture and Heritage, that's Dr. Amena Mohammed, the Ministry of Information, Communication and Technology, the County Government of Homa Bay. I must mention something about the County Government of Homa Bay. I understand and I've noticed that the County Government of Homa Bay is actually upgrading the school, doing the pavement, lighting system, and many other things. Governor Awete, we are proud of you for the support that you are giving us in this. We are also being supported, thank you, Governor. We are also getting the support from the CDF of Homa Bay constituency, Homa Bay Town constituency, Mr. Kaloma. Many others. I'm so grateful to those in the diaspora who have joined us in raising funds. We've been meeting every Friday to raise funds for this project. And the meeting has been done online. Even today, as I'm talking now, I can see many people have joined and many people are actually sending their contribution online using the address that was splashed on the screen. So with these few remarks, I don't want to say much, but I just want to thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for your contribution. May God bless you and bless you abundantly so that we can build this school. Thank you. You see, these young people, they are giving me an impossible task. They are asking me to invite Right Honorable Raila Odinga, Baba, my life partner.
Thank you. The chief guest today, Dr. Aida Anyango Betty Odinga, and all protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I must say that this is an ambush. I did not expect to be invited to come and talk right now, but I have now been called. And as Winnie said earlier on, this has really been truly an Ida's week in our home. Because as you know, she became a septuagenarian this Monday. And when we were celebrating, I told her that, welcome this side of the world, because we are endangered species. And yeah. But a lot has now been said about Ida. About 70 years ago, Aida took a trip to the Rift Valley to Cabernet Town. to trace her roots. That's where she was born. And she went to Cabernet Hospital. And they were able to retrieve the records to show the day when it was recorded, where the day she was born and even the hour. And she was actually very pleased, all of us. And that's where she was born, because her parents were working there at that time. They were both medics, the father and the mother. Another event is last year. We celebrated Ida's father's 60th anniversary of death. So if Ida is turning 70 now, you know, she lost her father when she was 9 years old. She was the fourth of a family of 6 children. And the father was died. The youngest in the family was just 4 years old. The mother was left with these 6 children. And she refused to be inherited. So since she was not terrored, and there were no terrorists. The terrorists were away in game, and they had moved to South Nyanza, to Migori. But this mother single-handedly raised these 6 children and gave them education. The late Mama Rosa, a great woman. You need to know that Ida is actually a cousin to Atwoli, Francis Atwoli. Her mother comes from Husero in Western Kenya. So she's also a hybrid child. Okay? But then she worked very hard, as you've already been told. The mother working on the farm to raise the school fees, to pay for the 6 children. It was not an easy task. But she came out and graduated. So I became myself, therefore, an inheritor for the efforts of Mama. So we met then. We are now only 3 years short of our golden anniversary. We're going to be celebrating golden anniversary very shortly. But I want to say, I said it the other day, that Ida has been a partner, a very reliable partner, a very strong and a dedicated person. She graduated. After graduating, we married before she graduated. She was still a student at the University of Nairobi, and I was teaching at the University of Nairobi. So, but she was not my student. She was in the arts faculty, and I was in engineering. But anyway, we met and we married. And as soon as she graduated, she started teaching first at the Highway Secondary School. And I'm sure there are some of her students in the audience here at Highway Secondary School. I would be dropping her there in the morning as I drove to go to work, and then come and pick her. Then later on, she transferred to Kenya High School. And that is where she spent most of her teaching career, I think 17 years at Kenya High School. While she was at Kenya High School, she started a very special program of an exchange of students between a high school in Germany. So she would to take the Kenyan students to Germany during the summer period and they would go there and live with the families of the German families while they are there, and they will be taken to different parts of Germany. Of course, I'd been telling her about my experiences in Germany, and also used to act as her interpreter when she was talking to those Germans. Then in